Tour of projects is giving the U.S. Transportation Secretary a look into the needs here in Mississippi.
We were there for part of the trip for Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Here is an inside look at why it goes beyond roads.
Well, it's an honor to be here.
This is the first visit to Mississippi for Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and included this tour of Medgar Evers' home museum.
Living room, dining room.
If you're scratching your head about seeing the Transportation Secretary touring a home and not a highway, for example, he puts it into perspective.
Part of why we are doing this work is that we know that even the most superficial examination of the legacy of the civil rights movement reminds us of the relationship between transportation and equality. And the fact that equitable transportation has always been one of the core commitments, and for that reason has also always been one of the most important battlegrounds of the struggle for racial and economic justice and civil rights in this country.
This groundbreaking is for the upcoming $20 million project to reconstruct a 1.5 mile stretch of Medgar Evers Boulevard. Congressman Benny Thompson explains that it's funded through the National Infrastructure Package.
It's an opportunity to redo it, resurface it, fix all of the problems associated with it so that people will feel comfortable just coming right through this area, whereas right now they don't. So that's part of Reconnect.
Buttigieg also toured parts of the Delta, including the Port of Rosedale.
The secretary is kind of like a Santa Claus to me. When he's coming in and bringing all of these dollars, I can't say how much I appreciate his willingness to come to Mississippi and spend time.
We ask what stood out in his first trip to the state.
What I see is a lot of need, and that's exactly why we're making these investments and going out of our way to make sure they reach smaller communities, rural communities of color, places that were left out in the past.
Now, the secretary says there is a common thread for the hundreds of projects in Mississippi getting money from this federal package. They all came from the communities that best know the needs, and they're coming in with the funding to make them realities.